ain't gonna like this one. Some of you are not gonna like this comparison. Jason Kidd versus Stephen Curry. Y'all ain't gonna like this. But I thought it would be fun to do this comparison because we've been doing centers and forward comparisons, like you doing Patrick Ewing versus Anthony Davis and David Robinson versus Joel Embiid and Ben Wallace versus Draymond Green, Clyde Drexler versus Paul George. This one is going to become probably very controversial. This one is going to be hilarious because I know I got some Golden State fans that are subscribers. I have a supposedly Dallas Mavericks fan subscribe to the channel, but he does not like Jason Kidd as a coach. He know who he is, but we ain't talk about coach Jason Kidd. We talk about the point guard Jason Kidd, the younger Jason Kidd. So let's get into it. Like, share, and subscribe. Let's go. This is gonna be an interesting one. So as we all know, Jason Kidd, born in the Bay Area kid, born in San Francisco, went to St. Joseph Notre Dame in the Bay. College ball in the Bay at University of California, Berkeley. Stats in college. Where's the stats in college? Because he was big in college. I don't think he's a college basketball Hall of Famer, though, which is weird. Stats in college. Consensus first team All-American. USBWA National Freshman of the Year, 93 Pac-10 Player of the Year. Rest in peace to the Pac-12. It's gone. It's destroyed. They shifted everybody to the Big 10 and Big 12 now. There's only 2 teams left. I think it's Washington State and Oregon State. But RIP to the Pac-12. How many good years we've seen that. But anyways, Pac-10 Player of the Year, 94 Pac-10 Freshman of the Year. NCAA season assist leader, 94 season steals leader for NCAA, 93, number 5 retired. He was also a National High School Player of the Year in 92 and as well as a McDonald's All-American. First team parade All-American back-to-back years in 91, 92. Two-time California Mr. Basketball, 91 and 92. So that's some of his early career. And he had a chance to pick. Wait, never mind. Yeah, he had a chance to go to University of Arizona, Kentucky, Kansas, Ohio State, Massachusetts State, around home, and Cal Berkeley. And he is also, about 12 years ago, was honored as one of the 35 greatest McDonald's All-American ever to play the game. So he was big time. So we're going to skip some of college because I'm not really counting college like that. His first year playing with the Golden Bears, Cal Berkeley, averaged 13.7 assists and 4.9 rebounds. Damn. As we all know, Jason Kidd was drafted in 1994. Part of that somewhat legendary legendary draft. I think the first pick went to Glenn Robinson. Who was in that draft right quick? I know it was Glenn Robinson, Jason Kidd, Grant Hill, Grant Hill, Daniel Marshall, Juwan Howard, Eddie Jones. Some of the All-Stars are naming in there. That was pretty much it in that draft. When it came to All-Stars, yeah, it wasn't many. There was probably Glenn Robinson, Jason Kidd, Grant Hill, Juwan Howard, and Eddie Jones were the only All-Stars picked in there. In that draft alone, there's only 2 Hall of Famers, Jason Kidd and Grant Hill. But anyways, let's keep moving on. Glenn Big Dog Robinson. I think I did a video on him before. So he was drafted by the Dallas Mavericks, first round, second overall pick, right? He only played there for 2 seasons there. His rookie year averaged 11.7 points a game, 5.4 rebounds, and 7 assists. He led the NBA in triple-double, sharing the rookie of the year honors with Grant Hill, of course. This is how bad the Dallas Mavericks were before Jason Kidd was on this team. They was 13-69 in the 93-94 season. After the first season, they improved from a 36-46 record with 23 games with the largest NBA improvement. So they improved 23 games, which is the largest. And I think Jason Kidd did that with the Milwaukee Bucks, coaching them. I think he did. I know for sure. He did change. See, I know my subscriber does not like Jason Kidd as a coach, but you can't deny that Jason Kidd did turn around the fortunes of the Milwaukee Bucks into what they are now. Can't deny that. His second season, he was voted All-Star in 96. Yeah, 96. He was named All-Star second season. He was a team member. Remember this, though. Remember, this is a key part, reason why he went to the Suns in 96. The 3 J's, man. Jim Jackson, Jamal Mashburn, and Jason Kidd. There's a rumor there was something going on between some of these players that I just named and a certain R&B artists at the time, but I don't know how much that's true. Some people say it was true. But Jason Kidd was traded to the Phoenix Suns with Tony Dumas for Michael Finley, AC Green, Sam Cassell during the 96-97 season. He helped improve the Suns win 16 games. Suns finished 56-26, and he used that fast-paced style as well. It's crazy, ain't it? So I'm gonna move along. I'm not gonna go through all his entirety of his career. So I think he played from 96 to 2001 on the Phoenix Suns. It was pretty much a playoff contender, and they was always winning 50 games, but they just couldn't get past the likes of, like, especially the Lakers. They couldn't get past the Lakers, teams like that. But they was good, but it wasn't good enough to be in the West, to compete in the West, to get to the finals, because you just had the Lakers and Spurs and Kings, all these other teams coming out of nowhere. And Kidd was a constant all-star during his time with the Phoenix Suns, and then he gets traded to the New Jersey Nets. He changes the forces of the New Jersey Nets because he's traded for Stephon Marbury, of course, in that switch. And that team is composed of, the New Jersey Nets are composed of Kenyon Martin, Kerry Kittles, Keith Van Horn, of course, Richard Jefferson, the Baldy, and Jason Collins and Brandon Armstrong. And all these players, and I forgot who else was on that team. But he changed the fortunes of them. They ended up going to the finals like twice. Jason Kidd was an MVP during this time, or MVP runner-up. I think he lost it to Tim Duncan. Jason Kidd, this is probably his best years in the league during this time. And then he started to get the injuries, starting to come around. And then the Nets were always in the playoff hunt, but just couldn't get past the hump because now you had teams like Detroit and Indiana, and somewhat the Boston Celtics being a little bit better than they was. And then you had the teams like Washington Wizards coming up. And then you had that Balding King in Cleveland coming up as well. And then he goes back to Dallas and spent a couple years in Dallas before they end up winning the NBA championship with Dirk and that legendary NBA Finals run in 2011. And then he goes on to play 1 year with the New York Knicks before he becomes the head coach for the Nets, Milwaukee Bucks, assistant coach for the Lakers, and then now the head coach for the Dallas Mavericks. You look at Jason Kidd's career highlights. He's an NBA champion, 10-time All-Star, 5 NBA All-First teams, 1 All-NBA second team, named to 4 All-Defensive First teams, named to 5 All-Defensive Second teams. Rookie of the Year, co-Rookie of the Year, All-Rookie First team. 5 times he was named Assist Leader. 2-time NBA Sportsmanship Award. course, USA Basketball Male Athlete of the Year, part of the top NBA 75th anniversary team, and retired at 5 with the Brooklyn Nets. He did score 17,000 points, averaging 12.6 points a game, 8 rebounds, 6.3, 12 assists, 12,000 assists, averaging 8.7 points a game. He is a Hall of Famer, and he did get 2 Olympic gold medals in Sydney in 2000, and then of course the Redeem Team in 08, and FIBA Americans Championship in 99, San Juan 2003, and San Juan in 2007. They was part of that Redeem Team in 2007 in Vegas. Let's see what records he holds. What other records he holds? He holds a lot of records. Let's see here. Here is some of his milestones. He is just the 4th player in NBA history to reach 10,000 assists. He recorded his 100th triple-double in the regular fire season with the Dallas Mavericks in 08. He recorded his 11th postseason triple-double, breaking the tie with Larry Bird for 2nd place on the all-time career list of postseason triple-doubles in 07. I think he might be still 2nd in assists. I think he is with the all-time assist list behind. Well, he passed Mark Jackson. He dished out 11,000 career assists. Yeah, I think he might have passed it. Maybe he might have passed that. I don't know. But he's Jason Kidd, in all, is the prototype point guard. He can pass. We all know that. We've seen highlights of him. We all watched. We were young enough to, or old enough to watch him play in the early 2000s. He was a passing machine. Not only was he a passing machine, he can play some defense. I think his career, see right quick. His career high in steals averages was 2.4 when he was traded. The season he was traded from Dallas to Phoenix, 2.4 steals a game. Now his career high in assists averages was in 98-99 season, or 98-99 season. Played on 50 games. I think they already played 50 games during that season, of course, the lockout. He averaged 2.8 assists per game, and averaged 10.1 the next year. I think it already realized. I think the reason why it's highlighted because that season was only 50 games, and the next season was a regular 82 games. So if you want to count the true correction, yeah, he did average 10.1 assists per game in the 99-2000 season, along with 14 points a game, 2 steals. And here's another thing that Jason Kidd did. 7.2 rebounds that year. I think his career averages high was 8.2 in New Jersey in 06-07. So Jason Kidd can not only throw dimes, not only could he score, not only he can get steals and play defense, he also can rebound. But also got to look at he's 6.4. He's 6'4". But still, as a point guard, playing the point guard position, that is quite impressive. And I think his career high in points was 18.7 with the New Jersey Nets. That might have been his MVP runner-up season. That season, 18.7, 8.9 assists, 2 steals, 6.3 rebounds, and he led to the New Jersey Nets. What they had on that team, with him being the only Kenyon Martin was an all-star 1 year, but him being the all-star for most of those years, you gotta give it up to him. In the playoffs, he's even better, of course. I think that last year they went to the playoff finals. He averaged 20 points, 7 rebounds, 8.2 assists. So there's Jason Kidd. Most people think Jason Kidd is probably one of the, at least, oh man, it's hard to rank him when it comes to, if you want to limit the list to top 5 point guards. I think some people might put him in here, but he's definitely a top 10 point guard of all time. No question. But here we go on the other side of the coin. Stephen Curry, right? Everybody thinks he's the best point guard of all time. Better than Magic, which I think is absolutely egregious. But I cannot deny the greatness of Steph Curry. I won't do that. I can't do it. I won't do it. Even though I think there's some things in his career is like, maybe because he got the chance to play with KD. That kind of dims the light on him just a tiny bit, for me at least. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm speaking for me. But if you look outside as an individual player, yes, he is. We all know he can shoot. He don't even have to set his feet to shoot. We saw it in the Olympics. But here's the thing with him, though. Of course, he was drafted first round in 2009, 7th overall pick out of Davidson, coming out of North Carolina. He was actually originally born in Akron, Ohio, of course, standing 6'2", 285 pounds. I'm not going to go through all Curry's career because you guys already know. I'm not going to go through everything. We all know he's a 4-time champion, so he beats Kidd out with that. He's a finals MVP. He already beats Kidd out with that. He beats Kidd out with a 2-time MVP. They both are 10-time All-Stars, but I don't think that's going to last. I think Curry's going to probably be an All-Star next year. Even if he does have a terrible season, he's still going to vote him in there. Curry is All-Star Game MVP, 4-time NBA First Team, 4-time NBA Second Team, 2-time NBA Third Team, part of the Rookie First Team, Clutch Player of the Year, which is a new award, 2-time NBA Three-Point Contest Champion, led the league in scoring in 2016 and 2021. He is on the steals leader. He is part of the 50-40-90 Club NBA Sportsmanship Award, which Kidd won 2 of those, and they're both part of the 75th anniversary team. When it comes to college career, Jason Kidd blows Stephen Curry out the water, mainly because Jason Kidd, they play for a Big Ten, what is it called, the Big Five Conference? The Big Five Conference, and being the Pac-12, and Davidson, I don't even know what division Davidson played in. Atlantic 10, but I don't think that's what it was when Curry was playing. Curry just got his first Olympic gold medal in Paris. He did win 2 FIBA World Cups in Turkey and Spain in 2010 and 2014. And he also got silver in the FIBA Under-19 World Cup in 2007 in Serbia. Now, here's where it lies between these two. We all know Curry probably averaging more points than Kidd. But you got to look at their positions. Right? People who really know basketball realize that Curry is probably not so much the prototypical point guard, more of a combo guard. But when you look at them as an overall, both of them as these two players as overall players, right? I would have to put Jason Kidd slightly over Stephen Curry. Shooting, yes, but shooting is not everything when it comes to playing the team sport, of course, of basketball. Like I said before, Jason Kidd could play defense. He was on multiple all-defensive teams. He can also rebound as well. And we all know he can pass. See, the problem with Stephen Curry is he never really led the league in assists. Well, he really didn't have to. See, that's the problem. He didn't have to because he really wasn't the point guard who brung the ball up all the time. It was either Draymond Green and at one point in time, Barbosa or anybody else I can't think of at the minute now. The most Stephen Curry average assists per season was 8.5 in 2013-14 season. Stephen Curry never ever averaged over 8 rebounds per game. I think or even 7. I think his highest was 6.1 in the 22-23 season as well. But when it comes to scoring, of course. But like I said, here's the thing: Jason Kidd was more of a point guard, so that's why I put the edge over Jason Kidd when it comes to actually playing the point guard position, the true point guard position. If you look in the dictionary or whatever, dictionary of basketball, I'm just making stuff up. You look at the true definition of a point guard, Jason Kidd fits the mold. So there's that. These two are both very good players. Stephen Curry, no doubt, will be in the Hall of Fame when his career is over with. Now, as far as being a top point guard, top 10 point guard time for Stephen Curry, he probably is up there. You just got to look at the way he plays the game when it comes to the point guard position. And there are people who actually play the point guard position very well, better than what he did. But as an overall player, I could say Stephen Curry edges Jason Kidd out, of course. But where I'm coming from, just to clarify one more time before I leave this video, because I know some people like to read and start getting in their feelings and start going crazy and doing all the insults and everything. When it comes to playing the absolute point guard position and being the best at it, it has been Jason Kidd. So, yes, Jason Kidd never led a team to. He never led a team to a champ. I mean, he did lead them to a championship. He never led them to win the finals because he went against. You went against a Shaq and Kobe team, which I think any team would have a difficult time trying to beat. And then he went against the Twin Towers and Tim Duncan and David Robinson. And this is during the prime of Tim Duncan as well. It's a very hard feat to do. And I didn't even think, well, depending on which Golden State team you're thinking of. Let's say this. Golden State had to go play the early 2000 rules, and they had to play half-court basketball and none of this soft-ass stuff. And they had to play the San Antonio Spurs with Tim Duncan and David Robinson. And I think was Mono even on that team? Or Tony Parker not even on that team? They had to be on that team. So they have 4 rings each. So they had to be on that team. It would be a very tough time for, let's say, at least the 2014, 2015 championship team for the Warriors, and probably the 2021-22. I have a tough time trying to beat a Shaq and Kobe team and a Tim Duncan, David Robinson led Spurs team if they had to play in the early 2000s. But now those two teams play this age, different story. So I had to clarify that as well. Yeah, I don't think Golden State will be able to beat a prime Tim Duncan Spurs team because they ain't got no one to hold Tim Duncan. There's no one on Golden State on that 21-22 team that won the championship that can hold Tim Duncan. Not even the 2014 team either. And ain't nobody to hold Shaq either. We already had this discussion with Draymond Green trying to hold Shaq. But anyways, like I said, you're both very good point guards. I just think when it comes to point guard position, Jason Kidd has the edge. But overall player, Stephen Curry, of course. But anyways, I'm out of here. I made my case. I want to see what this conversation is going to say. I thought it was being very fair to both of them. I just know, well, then again, Stephen Curry fans, they're wild, but not as wild as the Lestans. I think the Lestans are in a whole different level of fandom than the Curry fans. At least there are some level-headed Curry fans. I think there's more level-headed Curry fans than there is crazies. But we're going to see. We're going to find out.